Good day, one and all. Happy Tuesday. It is October 7th, 2025. Super excited to be here with you today. Wanting to share with you some amazing content and information. And this is day 13 of my 100 days of going live. What prompted this extraordinary mission to go live and share content with you is to share with you who I am, who I serve, the pain point that I help my clients with. So day 13, leading right up to the end of 2025. So you can expect to see me here most days sharing content with each and every one of you. I titled today's topic, What Season Are You In? I'm going to talk more about that in just a moment. As I introduce myself, for those of you who may not know who I am, I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Colon. I'm the founder of Holistic Fitness NY. I serve, help, and transform women over 40, helping them to release emotional weight without dieting. In addition to holding space for them to gain the confidence and get courageous to step away from their 9-to-5 and step into their soul's calling. All that being said, the W in holistic is all about the whole person you are. You are more than just your physical body. You are your thoughts, your emotions, your mindset, spirit, and a soul. And it's time that you start treating yourself as a whole person. I'm super excited to be here with you today. As a holistic personal trainer, I do blend many healing modalities into my practice. Just to name a few, as a medical astrologer, helping you to take a deeper dive into discovering who you are from a soul level. After all, I do believe your astrology chart happens to be your navigation system. And once you start to look into your navigation system, you'll find that things move a lot more smoothly as you have a plan and a direction. And as I always say, considering you use your GPS in your car to get from one place to the other, why aren't you using your navigation to do the same thing when it comes to your life? When we think about our lives and all the things that's taking place, the different challenges, obstacles, and ups and downs, Reiki talk therapy is another one of my modalities that I help you with. It gives you a space where you can talk about whatever's going on in your day-to-day, and also take time to move that energy out so you can be more aligned to the things you're looking to create, manifest, and see into your reality. And of course we have the card readings, which gives a little extra tool and a little extra insight based on numbers, your chakras, and of course connecting it all to your navigation system. All that being said, let's dive into today's topic. What season are you in? What does that actually mean? What season are you in? Well, that actually means when we think about our weight, when we think about our journeys, when we think about our navigation system, every season, and when I use the word season, I mean literally every season, summer, fall, winter, spring, changes our direction of what it is we're focused on. Now, if you're like me, you follow the moon's energy, the moon cycles, the moon phase, and we are literally in this energy of the full moon as we speak, in Aries. If you know anything about the zodiac signs, you know that Aries is the very first zodiac sign. It begins the whole astrological moon cycle. And Aries is about your I am statement. It literally does help you plant the seed of who you are, why you're here, and who it is you're here to serve. Because we all have a service to provide. And many may not actually be in the alignment of the service they're here to provide. For many reasons, we often take on jobs to support us financially. And those jobs may not always be in alignment to what our soul's calling is. It may temporarily fuel us as it helps us with our material lifestyle, but on the long term, it may not necessarily fuel your soul's reason for being here on earth. So when I ask you what season you're in, it's giving you an opportunity to reflect, think, get curious, start to wonder, where are you? what it is you're doing, who are you serving, and is it still working for you? Now, I know and believe that since 2020, when we all experienced the pandemic, many of us, including myself, were reshuffled, like a card deck, where we shuffled the cards to see what's to come. Well, that's exactly what the pandemic offered us, an opportunity to reshuffle our life, to realign us in a different direction. Many of us were forced to take on a different position in life, walk away from what we thought was security. I refer to as false security, because there really is no such thing as security unless, of course, you're serving in your soul's purpose, your agreement, your affirmations, your attunement to what you came here to do. So again, I ask you, what season are you in? Do you know what season you're in? Are you in the season where you are in self-discovery? Are you in the season where you are reinventing yourself? Are you in the season where you are reviewing the relationships you're in? Are you in the season where you're wanting to be home and quieting yourself down? Are you in a season of travel? Are you in a season of taking care of your health, your wellness, your nervous system? Are you in the season of reviewing your life? Are you in a season of higher education, travel, seeking? Are you in a season of reinventing your soul's calling? Are you in a season to redefine and connect with new community? Or are you in a season to sort out your spiritual gifts? Now, if you take note, I've just mentioned 12 different seasons that you may be in. Now, in theory, when we think about our seasons, you might be in more than one season. And the big part of how you know what season you're in plays a big role in regards to your personal energy, your number, which I speak on a lot. Now, based on numerology, when we think about numbers, and we're surrounded by numbers, if you look around, you'll always see a number someplace. And every number has a specific vibration and a meaning. Now, it's important to find out what these numbers mean, because if you're seeing numbers that constantly repeat themselves, or you're seeing the same number, there's a message coming through, and that might be giving you the insight to the very season you're in. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what season you're in based on your health and wellness, based on your body weight. Now, if you follow me on a regular basis, you've heard me say more than once that the physical weight that shows up is metaphysically a wall that we have psychologically built to protect us from something or someone. And that weight that you've been carrying might have came on at a certain time in your life, or came on most recently. Ideally, from my perspective and my teachings, helping you to release weight, emotional weight that is, without dieting, is getting to understand the meaning behind your weight and the story it's connected to. And once you do that, work on that reflection of what that story is, and how far back does that story go, you can start to connect the dots. And then ask yourself, are you really ready to release the emotion that's connected to that story? And you may not be. You may not be quite ready to release the emotion that's connected to that story, which is why you hold on to it. And sometimes it runs a little deeper than being ready to release the emotion connected to the story. Sometimes that weight that you have, you could have called that weight in for several reasons, just to name a few, to help you ground yourself, to stay more focused and connected to what's going on in your life in this moment of time. It could be about just slowing down. Whereas when you do get a little heavier, you may not move as quickly as you might have moved when you were lighter, so to speak. So it's about the process of slowing you down. The next one I'm going to speak on, I speak on a lot. Sometimes unconsciously we put on weight because we may be in a season where your health and wellness may not be up to par, and you may be undergoing an illness, and your body might be holding on to that weight because that illness may be the very thing that's going to cause your weight to be released. And let me see if I can say that in a different way so it makes more sense. The illness that you may have may be factoring onto your weight due to if you need to take medication, if you're undergoing treatments, that may cause your weight, that may cause a resistance to your weight, which is again another reason why your body may be holding on to it. And I'll share a quick story which I shared a couple of weeks back, probably like last week, based on weight. When I had found out I was pregnant, I was weighing just about 120 pounds at that point in time. And because our bodies are so smart, what my body did, and I don't think it was consciously, definitely not conscious, I was definitely not consciously aware of this. I had gone out to eat with my baby's father, and him and I ate the exact same thing. We literally ate from the same plate. Unfortunately, I ended up getting, which I didn't know at the time, salmonella poisoning, because I had chicken that I guess my body didn't agree with. And like I said, didn't know at the time. So I spent about 10 days in the hospital where they were trying to figure out what was wrong. And because I was pregnant, they really couldn't do anything. They couldn't give me anything to help relieve the issues. So 10 days in the hospital, the first 5 days, I literally lost almost 20 pounds. Now, keep in mind, I only weighed 120 pounds. So by the time I left that hospital, once they figured out what was wrong, I was weighing 100 pounds. Now again, the season I was in my probably about 4 to 6 weeks of pregnancy. So what my body was doing for me was preparing me for the excess weight that I was going to put on due to pregnancy. And my body knew it couldn't handle being more than whatever the weight was. So the overall bigger picture end of the story, long story short, is that I put on 20 pounds during my pregnancy. So now if I would have been the 120 at my regular weight at the end of my pregnancy, I would have been 140 pounds. Now, perhaps my body didn't think it could handle being that weight, so that's unconsciously my body lost weight based on having food poisoning. Excuse me. So the season I was in at that point in time was my body was preparing for pregnancy and wanted me to be at a weight that my body could handle. So unconsciously, my body my body adapted to, how would we say it, food poisoning, where I ended up losing 20 pounds. So by the time I gave birth, I was back down to my regular weight of 120 pounds. I only put on 20 pounds for the pregnancy. And of course, theoretically, I ended up back at my normal weight of 120. So again, the question to ask yourself based on the weight that you are right now, what season are you in? And is there a reason why you may be holding on to the weight that you're holding on to? Is there a story to your weight? Are you in a place right now where you need to be a little slower, where you're not moving as much as you might have been moving before? The physical movement where you're not exerting the same amount of calories you were exerting before, so your body's not as active. And again, that could be for good reasons. Maybe you're dealing with an illness, maybe your job position has changed, so you're not out and about as much. So we really want to understand the concept behind the weight that we're holding on to. And also what your season may really be is that maybe you're in the process of rebuilding your weight, reshaping your weight that you are. And to do that, you may be in the process of creating a practice of what I like to call strength training progressive overload, where you are literally working out with weights and you are recomposing how your body looks. And that itself takes a little time before you actually see the results of the transformation. So I really want you to pay attention, again, the awareness, the awakening of what chapter are you in your life right now? What is your season that you're in right now? And becoming more aware of how your body responds to the weight that you are and how that weight may be telling your story. Sometimes we hold on to weight because we want to take up space in a room. Now there's such thing as taking up physical space, and there's another thing of taking up spiritual space. And until you can learn the difference and adapt the difference, where you don't need to necessarily take up physical space, you just take up spiritual energetic space, then you will get to that point where you will start releasing the physical weight, because you don't need that excess weight to take up space. Your energy will take up the space. So there's so many different reasons to why one may actually be holding on to weight. Another fact I want to bring to the table is, if you are on this journey where you're focusing on quick weight loss, whether you're doing it through fasting or you're doing it through medication, do you understand that there's what's called a set point weight that your body is familiar with and comfortable with, and that there may be a time where you'll find that you're no longer losing weight because your body has reached its set point. Now you have to allow your mind and body to connect so you can see the weight that you've lost and be aligned with it without thinking you need to still lose more. Now my philosophy is, when we focus on losing weight, the word losing, in theory, no one really wants to ever lose anything. If you went in and you lost your favorite purse, you're going to tear your house apart to find your purse. If you lost a piece of jewelry, you're going to tear your house apart to find it. It's the same concept that goes with weight. When you are losing weight, your mind and your psyche starts to look for that, because it was the reason why you called it in to begin with. And until you address the reason to why you called that weight in, and really focus on the emotional connection to that weight, will be the time where you're actually consciously ready to release the weight. And that's the concept that I work on with you in regards to helping you to release weight without the dieting. So it's not about restricting your food intake. It's not about adding more activity into your day. It really is about learning how to understand the season you're in. And do you need that weight for whatever the reasons why you need the weight? Where again, as I mentioned, you may be dealing with an illness at this point in time. You may be in the process of needing to take up space, where maybe you're standing on a stage and you need people to see you. So you have that weight there. You may be in a position, in a job that requires your authority, your leadership, your boss energy. And again, being bigger, you may feel more at liberty of people seeing you as the boss. Again, all of this is about a mindset and learning how to change the mindset that you don't necessarily need to be bigger to be powerful. You can be powerful and strong without having the excess weight with you. But it's all about a mindset. It's all about learning and understanding the concept of the story you're in, the season you're in, and whether or not you're ready to release the emotional connection to why you're holding on to the weight to begin with. So again, I'm going to run through the seasons, and when I do it this time, I'm going to run through the seasons based on the personal energy that you may very well be in. Now, if in fact you do not know what your personal energy number is for 2025, all you need to do at this point in time is take your month that you're born, the date you're born on, and the current year, and add those numbers together. So for example, I'm born on March 4th, and it's 2025, so I would take 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, and add those numbers together, and I get a 16, which then reduces to a 7. So when you do your mathematics and you add your number up, whatever that number is, if it's a double digit, you want to take that double digit and add it to and reduce to a single digit, unless you have an 11 or 22. If you have an 11 or 22, those are master numbers and you want to keep them that way. Now the 11 and 22 carries the same meaning as the number 2 and the number 4. So the meaning will be the same, it's just that you're in a mastery position with those numbers. So again, when we talk about your season that you're in, If you are in your one energy season, this is about this year in 2025, the universal energy of 9. This is about you working on doing things in a new way. You standing up as a leader in a new way. Reviewing the last 9 years of your life on what you've done and how do you reposition yourself so your clients or audience can see you in a different way. So letting go of maybe your dialogue or how you go about being the leader. So if you are in your 2 energy year, and again, when we think about that 2, that could be the 11 energy as well. The 2 is about your relationships and your partnerships, friendships and partnerships as well. It is really about how you value you. So your season may be about self-worth, self-value. And do you value yourself enough to want to take better care of your physical body? Because when we talk about that season in 2, and I'm going to go back to 1 in just a minute because I want to throw this in. When we talk about the season in 2, you're talking about Taurus energy. So it really is about your physical body. So you may be in the season where you're focusing more on caring for your physical body in a different way and having a healthier relationship with your physical body. So you're going to fuel it and feed it and rest it and just reconnect with your soul and spirit in your 2 or 11 energy. Now going back to that personal energy of 1, that's the Aries vibration. So it is about the fire within you. It's about lighting the fire within you so you can be the leader in the group. Whether you are working a 9 to 5 or you are an entrepreneur, whatever the case is, or an owner of a business, light that fire in a different way so you can be that leader. When we look at your personal energy of 3, 3 is associated with Gemini's energy. It's about a way of how you express yourself. This is your time where you may very well be standing in front of an audience, communicating, networking, brainstorming. And to do that, it really is about letting go of your old philosophies and that internal dialogue that you may have at this point in time and seeing yourself in a different light, seeing yourself powerful, seeing yourself empowering, seeing yourself in a space of grace as you connect with your networking team in your 3 energy year. Letting go of what didn't work for you and really seeing how you can go about communicating in a different way. Your 3 energy year is also about learning something different and teaching in a different way. Your 4 energy year is about home. Now, in the 4 energy year being home, it really is about wanting to be more comfortable in your own skin. What will that look like for you? Does that look like meditating and praying? Does that look like getting outside into nature and walking? Does that look like creating a stronger foundation so you're improving and changing the shape of your body? Feeling more at home in your own skin. So working on letting go of old habits or habits that's not going to enhance your mind, body, and soul. Season 5, if you are in your 5 energy year, this is about travel. This is about seeking. This is about your freedom. You're looking for freedom. You're looking to step out of your own way so you can have more freedom in your life. And freedom may means that you're traveling. You're literally living out of a suitcase and you're here, there, and everywhere. So again, depending on how you see your power, how you see your strength, if you are someone that carries some weight, this may be time to put the bags down and focus on reinventing who you are so that you can be lighter and even more powerful and stronger as you're traveling. Now, we already spoke a little bit about season 6, personal energy year. This is about your health and wellness. This is really about reinventing the wheel of who you are and how you see yourself and taking better care of yourself. So your season may really be about focusing on reinventing and improving your health, decreasing your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your glucose level. This is your season to really take better care of you. So moving forward, you're a healthier version of yourself. So it wouldn't surprise me that if you are in your sixth energy year, that you're talking about your journey of releasing weight and how you did it. What story do you have to share that you can stand on a platform, a stage, and share with other women what you've gone through to get to where you are now that we're in October? So think about that. Now you might be in your season 7. 7 is about reflection. 7 is spiritual journey. 7 is your agreement. 7 is going within to review who you are and the relationships you have with different people. So we think about 7. We think about 1. 7 and 1. 1 is your I. 7 is the we. So the 7 is about the we that you're connecting with, your agreements that you have with other people. How are those other people fueling you? How are they filling you up? Because what tends to happen is if you are in a community of people, if you are in agreements with people that's not coming to the table and giving 100% like you're giving, you're going to find yourself feeling fatigued. And you're going to feel like your battery has died because you're giving, and not getting anything from it. So your season may feel drained. So this is a really time to quiet yourself down, to reevaluate what commitments are you in, what agreements are you in, and is everyone at that table giving 100%, or are you trying to roll the boat by yourself? And an analogy I had given a client many years ago was, you're in a boat, there's 6 other people in that boat. You all have rows to row the boat. But you see that 2 people on that boat are just sitting back and doing nothing, so you don't really have 6 people rowing the boat, you only have 4. Those other 2 people are just there for the ride. You have to get rid of them. They don't serve your purpose. So if you don't have somebody in your ladder on the top helping you to pull you up and someone on the bottom helping you to push you up, you need to find those people that's going to support you. Otherwise, you're going to, sadly to say, you're going to look for food to fill what your agreements are not filling. This is the connection with the relationship we have with food. So we need to pay attention. So if you're in a relationship, an intimate relationship, and you're not experiencing the sweetness in your relationship, you may find that you're looking for sweet food to fill what you're missing in that relationship. So I want you to pay attention. So if you are in your 7 energy year, your 7 season, this is your time to really review what is it you're eating. Because what you're eating is going to help you define what your relationships look like. So if you're feeling loved and you're feeling appreciated and you're feeling valued and you're feeling wanted, you're going to nourish your body just based on that. But if you find yourself looking for sweets, you're looking for the cakes, you're overdoing your fruits, you drink a lot of sodas, you're looking for all that sugar, that means there's something missing in your agreements. So pay attention to that particular chapter of your life, because you may find that once you do pay attention and you realize there's a correlation to what you're eating and your agreements that aren't connecting, you may start to notice you change the way you eat as you change your community. Very important. When we think about season 8 in your 8 energy year, that's associated with your process of inheritance, other people's money, partnership, connections, and working behind the scenes. So you may be in this process. Hello there, Monica. Hello there, Rebecca. How are you? You may be in the process of evaluating your relationships of the investments you have with other people. Now, if you're having a challenging time with that, especially right now with this energy that we are in, thinking about the process of where all the other planets are at this point in time, we have Mercury that just moved into Scorpio's energy, and the 8th house is associated with Scorpio energy. So I want to just give you an example of the Scorpion energy, that 8th house energy that you may be in at this moment of time, something that you can relate to. When we think about federal workers not being paid based on what's going on politically, what's happening there is their paycheck is being delayed if in fact the government doesn't open. So this is a perfect what's called fear factor, where Mercury, the planet of communication, technology, and travel, that's the meteor energy. And Scorpio, which is the 8th house energy, the personal energy year of 8, other people's money. So you may be in your season where you're relying on other people to help enhance what you're doing, and those other people are relying on paychecks to come in, and they're not seeing their money come in. So the point of this part is you may be in a space of stressing, and that stress may be the very reason why you're holding on to weight, because again, when we are stressing out, good probability that we're not resting enough, we're not sleeping well, and we may be eating food to fill that stress. So we need to pay attention to that particular energy year, that if you are in your 8th energy year, you need to pay attention to that. Are you looking for people to invest in your service, and you're just not seeing that happening? So pay attention to the season you're in at this point in time. Season 9, when we talk about season 9, it's associated with our Sagittarius energy. It's associated with seeking. It's associated with learning. It's associated with I have a note here that I want to read to you. It's associated with travel, wisdom, higher learning, and it's also what's referred to as the house of God. So when we think about this 9 energy year, and ironically, we are in a 9 universal energy year as well. This entire year, collectively, we will all focus on the 9. 9 is about letting go. 9 is about releasing what we no longer need. 9 is about decluttering. 9 is about a transformation that's taking place. So you may be in your season right now where you're reviewing the last 9 years of your life and what worked and what didn't work. And you may be doing some traveling. Maybe you're traveling so you can find a new place you want to live. Maybe you're traveling because you're exploring new knowledge. Maybe you're traveling because you're looking for that higher learning. Whatever your reasons are to why you might be traveling, whether you're traveling in your real time or your sleep time, which is theoretically we all travel in our sleep time. We gain insight and then we come back and hopefully use it. So if you are in your 9 energy year, your 9 season, this is really about reviewing the last 9 years of your life and removing what no longer really serves you anymore. A really important year. This is a 9-year cycle that we're in. Every one of us, not just those in their personal energy year of 9, but every one of us collectively are working on letting go of what we no longer need, so we can become lighter. And upon coming lighter is also reviewing how we fuel our body, on how we serve our body as well, because again, our body is our temple. And if we're not serving our body with good nutrition, if we're not serving our body with movement, daily movement, if we're not serving our body with rest, if we're not serving our body in prayer, if we're not serving our body in meditation, our body becomes disaligned. And for those in your 9 energy year, this is about being back in alignment. This is about bringing more harmony and balance back into your alignment in this perfect time. And as I said, when we talk about the master numbers 11 and 22, go back and we talk about the 11 carries the same meaning of the 2. It's about your mastering the relationships you are in with yourself, with others, and God, and having a better relationship with food. We have been programmed to believe that food is the enemy. And the reality of it all is, as long as we are constantly hearing that food is the enemy, we're going to believe food is the enemy. The reality of it all is your body is a very strong and smart machine. Your body knows exactly what it needs in regards to the season that you're in. Just that unfortunately, we have been programmed and conditioned to believe something different. And we are so out of alignment and out of harmony to what our body really needs, because we're not intuitively connecting with our bodies. We are being programmed, conditioned from the outside world of what we need, what our bodies need. When you learn how to connect and embody your physical body intuitively, your body will let you know exactly what it needs, what foods it needs to be nurtured. This could be a season where you are focused more on grounding food. Grounding food, when we think about it, would be anything in brown color or red color, like beets and soup. Things that's going to help you ground your energy. If you are looking to realign your root chakra, your chakra from your tailbone down that connects you to the earth, you do want to have foods that are more grounding, more heavy to your body. When I use the word heavy, not meaning that makes you feel heavy, but that's more solid. That's going to really help you be more grounded and supported and help you to focus and feel protected. So understanding that nutrition plays a huge part in our system, as it does with the season we're in this moment of time. If you're needing to replenish and refuel your sacral chakra, which is all orange energy, which is about your desires, it's about the fire, lighting the fire within so you can be more creative, tap into your creative flow, then you want to find foods that's going to match that energy. Orange foods, things that are bright and orange, citric foods, things that's going to fill you up. And it doesn't necessarily mean food that you need to eat. You can also use essential oils for the sense of smell, to lift your vibration, to shift your frequency so you can change what's going on in your season. When we think about the solar plex energy, all about trusting and feeling worthy and valuable and feeling enough. Sometimes we overeat because we don't feel filled. And it's not that we don't feel filled by food, we're not being filled by life. So we need to pay attention when you are eating. Are you overeating because you don't feel full? And if so, maybe you need to evaluate what's going on in your life and how can you bring more things into your, how can you connect with people, community that's going to fill you up. Filling you up means that you get to connect with people, that you get to talk, you get to share, you get to be in creative flow. Otherwise, what ends up happening with our solar plex energy, it's this disconnection with our digestive system, where we're not digesting. And it's not just about digesting food, it's about digesting life. So we want to, again, connect with your solar plex so you can feel enough. Place your hands on your belly so you can fill yourself up with the joys of life. And then in order to really embrace all that there is and really feel filled in the heart, and what matters to your heart is to step into creative flow. Connect and create and put yourself out there. Be in service. Do what you came here to do. Let go of the anger, the frustration. Let go of the energy that you're feeling around you. In fact, I encourage you to step away from media. Come off the TV, turn off your TV, turn off the news. Reality of it all is, a lot of it is fake news anyway. It's news to keep us in a state of fear. And fear is not power. And you want to be more empowered. And you want to fill yourself up with joy. So I want you to use this reality today. The philosophy is change your vision. Stop focusing on the things that's making you fearful and start focusing on things that make you joyful. Because once you change your antenna, you'll start to see a real difference in the season you're in. Then we move into the throat chakra, which is how we express ourselves. What it is you want to share. What content do you want to share? And also, upon sharing, maybe you need to do a process of elimination. Who is your audience? Because you could be standing in a room where there's 50 people in that room, but no one is driving to what it is you're saying. Those are not your people. Sometimes you got to remove yourself from a space in order to find your community. So, and you may have 50 people in that community, and you may find 2 people who are really driving what you're saying. Those are the people you want to connect with. You want to share your content. You want to speak up. You want to let people know who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. That is the big energy that we're in right now, where we talk about Neptune being in Aries. We talk about the full moon being in Aries, and we talk about Chiron being in Aries. Your I am statement. Who are you? Who are you here to serve? And how are you serving? Get super clear on that so your audience knows exactly what it is you do. One of the reasons why I'm sharing the content that I'm sharing over the 100 days that I'm sharing it in, because I realize that there's a lot of people out there that really don't understand what it is I do. And I don't think it's that they don't understand what I do. I don't think they're my people. And it's sad to say it that way, because the reality of it all is there's a lot of people I've connected with over the last year that I've been sharing information with, sharing content with. And I often sit in quiet asking God and my mom, why am I being put in these rooms if these are not my people? And I just keep hearing the same answer, and that is, they are your people. You're just there to shed some light and educate them. Bring the knowledge to the table, because sometimes people aren't aware. And sometimes on my end, that can be a little frustrating, because I want you just to get it like this. So again, your job with all this Aries energy, especially with this full moon in Aries, is to really work on getting clear with what your purpose is and who your people are. So you can stand in the right audience and people will cheer you on, boot you on, and refer you to other people. That's how you really know you're in a room where you belong, because people are looking to refer you. People are looking to support you. People are looking to cheer you on and get you going. And one of the things I've come to learn as a Chiron Aries moon in my 10th house, people, is that it's really important for me to be in a space where people value what I bring to the table, appreciate what I'm sharing, understand what I'm sharing. Now, in theory, you may not understand what I'm saying because I may not be speaking your language yet, or you haven't understood my language yet. Again, what season are you in? Then we talk about the third eye and the crown. It's really about the vision and the connections, collaboration. Now, my battery life is dying, as usual. I'm going to pull a card, and then I'm going to be moving on with my day. And I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me. Feel free to share this video out to your tribe. And if I've said anything that's resonating with you and you want to learn what season you're in and how to utilize that season to your most highest good in the remaining 86 days of 2025, feel free to reach out to me. Let's get on a call together and let me help you release the emotional weight without dieting, so that you can have a better relationship with food and stop restriction, stop shrinking, and stop starving yourself to be skinny. Because when we starve ourselves to be skinny, we're literally depowering ourselves as well. We need fuel to have the energy that we're here to do. And if at the end of the day you find yourself being tired, you have to ask yourself, what am I tired about? Am I tired because I'm not being filled? And if you're not being filled, it's time to change that. With 86 days left of this 9-year cycle, it's time to find out what season you're in. Because your season's about to change once we move into 2026. You'll be in a whole brand new season. Love the card. The card is balance. Where do you need more balance in your life? Are you balanced? Are you balancing out work and play? Are you balancing out fueling and feeding? Are you balancing out your conversations and quiet? Where do you need more balance in your life? The pink energy is really about bringing more joy into the season. And only you can do that. Only you can bring more joy into your season. No one is going to do that for you. You're responsible for that. Number 7, 6, so perfect. 7, again, is about that balance, that harmony and grace you want to bring into your relationships. Into all your relationships, all your agreements. The 6 is about the service that you're here to offer. Servicing your community and servicing you. You have to service yourself first. You got to make sure you're up to par. You have to make sure your health is up to par, because your health is your new wealth. And overall, that works out to be a 13, which is a 4, which brings us right back into this full moon Aries energy of making sure that you are being super clear about your I am statement, who you are, who you serve, and what pain point are you serving. So there you have it. Again, if I've said anything that's resonating with you, please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you. All you need to do is leave a message here or go and message me privately. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow Have an amazing, amazing Tuesday. Remember that Tuesdays are ruled by the Mars energy. Mars right now is in Scorpio, right along Mercury. So we do have a lot of Scorpion energy as well as we do Aries energy. So this is really about lighting that fire with your I am in your Aries energy, so you can transform through your Scorpion energy and see yourself in a whole different light by the time we move out of 2025. I'll see you on the other side.